És üdvözlök mindenkit, én Szója vagyok, ezt még láthatjátok a Masvek végigjátszásának az utolsó része, ami csak és kizárólag a befejezésekről fog szólni. Nos, nem akarom húzni az időtöket, úgyhogy röviden tömören megpróbálom összefoglalni a videónak a lényegét. Végigjátszottam a játékot, ugye szemetek láttára, illetve az első végigjátszásomból is megmaradt a mentésem, úgyhogy abból is meg tudtam csinálni nektek a másik fajta befejezést, illetve azt tudni kell, hogy gyakorlatilag a játéknak csak 2 darab befejezése van, viszont én úgy döntöttem, hogy 3 darab befejezést fog nektek bemutatni, amiből 2 hasonlít egymásra, de egy picit különbözik egymástól, és szerintem úgy vagyok vele, hogy ezt azért illik szerintem bemutatni nektek. Úgy fogom megszerkeszteni ezt a videót, hogy szerintem most a képernyőn látni fogjátok a 3 darab befejezésnek az ikonját, illetve hogyha belekattintotok, akkor a videón oda fog ugrani arra a pontra, amikor azt a befejezést fogom nektek ugye megmutatni, illetve azt láthatjátok. Illetve szerintem alá fogom írni, hogy a különböző befejezések azok a videóban hányadik perctől kezdődnek, illetve hányadik percnél érnek véget. Szóval akik kíváncsiak bizonyos befejezésekre, azok nyugodtan kattingassanak, illetve a csúszkát tegyék oda a videó alatt, ahova szeretnék. Akik pedig mind a 3 befejezésre kíváncsiak, azoknak pedig hát azt tudom javasolni, hogy dőljenek hátra, és akkor élvezzék a hosszú videót. Illetve a végén pedig ugye be fogom vágni a stáblistát, amit szerintem azért illik megnézni. Mert én úgy vagyok vele, hogyha végigjátszok egy játékot, akkor egy stáblistát is azért én meg szoktam nézni, mert azért a készítőkre azért kíváncsi vagyok, hogy kiknek a kezemunkája van a játékban. No de, szerintem nem maradt más hátra még, hogy elköszönjek tőletek, mivel nem akarom a videónak a leges-leges legvégén elköszönni senkitől, inkább akkor most megteszem ezt a lépést. Úgyhogy köszönöm szépen mindenkinek, aki végignézte ezt a marsvallók végigjátszást tőlem, illetve az, hogy néztetek, illetve hogy támogatotok, illetve hogy tetszikeltetek, illetve stb. És majd találkozunk egy másik végigjátszás alkalmával, hogy melyikkel, azt egyelőre még fogalmam sincs. De egyszerűen kis száz a vége, Szója voltam, köszöntem szépen a figyelmeteket, legyetek jók, és akkor nézzétek a végigjátszásokat, illetve a befejezéseket, tessék. Sziasztok!
So, we're just going to enter this office, and everything will be taken care of?
I do hope everything will be taken care of, but I'd rather you stayed here. It'd be better if I just go with honor.
You think there could still be trouble? I can defend myself, you know. And that man, I don't know if you can really trust him.
Nice of you to worry about me, but what happens there will affect the internal politics of the guild, and I think I have to deal with that myself. Wait for me here, and don't worry. I'll be on my guard.
Honor and a technomancer. You said you hated them. Not that it really matters. I suppose I was sure you'd end up finding out and coming here full of righteous anger.
You betrayed Aurora, its people, and its ideals. You betrayed us all, and you even betrayed yourself. The people were everything for you, but you let the technomancers do the unspeakable. Why? To be cured? You're not just afflicted, Wisdom. You gave in to madness solely to save your life and your power.
Because you and your honor are beyond its call? The truth, my friend, is that you are like all the others. The only thing you see is the mutation, and it disgusts you. And yet, am I not a hero?
Have you forgotten our battles and our victories?
Did you know that when I returned from Green Hope, I discovered I had patches of diseased flesh?
What was I to do?
At the time, I thought only of the guild. Without my ability to unite the technomancers and the militia, Abundance would have won. And that made me afraid. Can you truly blame me for this?
You risked letting Aurora fall to pieces to save yourself. You ruined everything for that. What would happen if news of your condition got out? If everyone found out you're a mutant? Yes, you disgust me. But not for the reasons you think. You're going to die, Wisdom. But no one will know of your secret. For Aurora. Goodbye. Roy. I'm sorry. I didn't think he would dare admit to why he did what he did. I don't have a choice now, if I want to keep this a secret.
Before you go and do something stupid, I suggest you think twice. I've been keeping a diary, a habit I picked up from a young man who sees more clearly than people think. I gave the diary to people who won't hesitate for a second to make it public if anything happens to me or my friends. Be kind of a shame if some of your secrets saw the light of day, so I suggest you let us go. I guess the whole idea behind all of this was always to gain power. You just needed a good excuse. But believe me, I'm not remotely interested in your political dealings. You killed your friend. Now let me go meet up with mine. That's all I'm asking for.
Go, Roy. Go quickly. Go far and never come back. I'll respect our agreement. Goodbye.
Guild, I've committed sabotage, spied, even killed. For the sake of a man obsessed with his vision of glory, of honor, and power. We managed to stop the technomancers. They're now gathered in the source, watched closely, made into a living weapon. I imagine our beloved general would have liked to shut me in there too, but through our agreement I have remained free, and I intend to stay that way. He would have liked to lock Mary up in there too, but she asked me to help, and I arranged for her to stay free. She may be a bit crazy, but she definitely didn't deserve to end up as a suicide bomber. Tenacity saw the threats as well. The general seemed to be suspicious of everyone who was too close to me. He's preparing to leave Shadowlair and go back to his life of wandering. I have to say that the general has started a cleansing campaign, and all the criminals and people a bit suspect are systematically arrested. He'll rebuild Aurora according to his vision. Oddly enough, I have the impression that our guild is going to start to resemble Abundance, more aggressive, a police state. That should make Devotion happy, stubborn and apparently faithful as she is. She continues to serve the general through clenched teeth, poor girl. He'll definitely need her. One thing's for sure, Abundance is nowhere near ready to give up, and the Resistance, even though they're being hunted, is still growling in the city slums. Aurora should be able to face anything with a man like that leading it. As for me, because I have to leave the capital, I've decided to join Innocence. He'll probably be angry with me at first for betraying his ideals, but I'll give him his diary, and maybe if he reads it, he'll understand why I did what I did. And thus ends my contribution to Innocence's war diary. Up to him to decide if he wants to continue it or not.
So, we're just going to enter this office, and everything will be taken care of?
I do hope everything will be taken care of, but I'd rather you stayed here. It'd be better just to go with Marco.
I don't really like that man. He hides behind his ideas, but he's no better than the Source people. What he can't control, he kills.
You're tougher than most people think, Mary. But I don't want you mixed up in this because, well, it's dangerous.
Roy, Be careful. You're all I have, and I don't want to lose you.
I'll be careful, I promise. I'll be back soon.
What the Why did you kill him? Wisdom was my friend. He was the leader of Aurora. I couldn't let him be dragged in front of an angry mob and let the people judge him. You were going to debase Aurora in the eyes of the other guilds if you humiliated its dowser. I couldn't allow that.
You protected a criminal. A man who didn't hesitate to let the Technomancers take power and massacre the militia and its opponents.
I was sure you wouldn't understand what was at stake here, but I'm ready to answer for my actions.
You think you're protected because you're a hero. The only thing you deserve is to die in the same way as your friend, like a dog.
Are you sure you want to kill him? Won't it make him a martyr? This type of thing could be used by those who still support the government.
You saw what he did, and what he let others do. All those people who died because of their thirst for power. You really want to spare him?
You're right, Marco. The idea of letting him live after what he did.
Roy, I asked you to work for me. You know I only want what's good for Aurora. Doesn't that at least deserve a fair trial?
Like the one you gave your friend? Roy, remember innocence. Remember how he died, and why. This so-called hero could have stopped it, but he stood aside. He only thought of his own power.
You're right. It's better for him to die. Goodbye, Honor. You've sealed your fate.
You made the right choice, Roy. This man was as rotten as the others. In the end, all he was interested in was his place in the government. No doubt he thought he'd be able to find a new one.
You know he made me a proposal. He could have saved innocence, but he wanted something in return.
Doesn't surprise me. Come on, we should leave the palace. The people are waiting for us. The Resistance has to reorganize the government now.
So, in the name of the Resistance and right ideas, of freedom for the people, I've committed sabotage, spied, even killed. For the sake of a man who, in the name of his ideas, didn't hesitate to betray his guild. But the end sometimes justifies the means. Thanks to our actions, the Technomancers are now under constant Resistance surveillance. Their dreams of power are at an end, this time. Marco even wanted to destroy the Order, but I managed to get him to understand it would be a mistake. Aurora needs them regardless. Mary once thought about joining them, but I convinced her to stay with me. Whatever the future holds, at least we'll meet it together. Tenacity has decided to hunt for the Resistance. He's looking for traitors. Anyone and everyone suspected of participating in all the horrible things. This will probably lead to a lot of cleansing. Judy hates the idea, but she can't stop the people from holding grudges, and stopping Marco's fanaticism is even harder. Aurora will have to set up a new government. I hope, of course, that it'll be more just, but I'm not dreaming. There will always be tyrants, ready to take over the guild, ready to dominate the people for their own ends. And to be honest, Marco fits the profile perfectly. As usual, Judy will keep debating to try and defend her dream. She asked for my help, of course, and since I still have Marco's trust, I'll be staying here for a while, just to see how things pan out. I know the conflict is far from over. Abundance will not give up the struggle despite Marco's politicking, if he thought giving them green hope would be enough for them. They did, of course, give indirect help to defeat the Technomancers, but it was definitely not to help the Resistance. And without the General to guide our troops? Anyway, for the moment, life goes on and Aurora can now dream of a better future. One that Innocence, who sacrificed himself for this dream, will never know. Here ends the war log of Innocence Smith, a diary I have continued of late. Goodbye, kid.
Finally, we'll be able to make the man face up to his nonsense. All this time, I hope he squeals.
Sorry, Tenacity. I think I should go alone with Judy.
Why? You gonna sneak off for some action with her and the old guy, or what? She's cute, yeah, sure, but I'm pretty sure she's gonna go wacko on you. You can't just do what you want in there. The cause, freedom, blah, blah, blah. You'll see. A cool mind would serve you well.
I make my own decisions, Tenacity. Remember that. But, thanks for the offer.
What the... But you killed him. Why?
Wisdom was my friend. He was the leader of Aurora. I could not let him be dragged in front of an angry mob. Let the people judge him. You were going to debase Aurora in the eyes of the other guilds if you humiliated its dowser. I couldn't allow that.
You're completely wrong about us. Yes, he would have been judged, but it would have been fair. We're not here to destroy, but to rebuild.
Your beautiful ideas are naive and dangerous, girl. And I was sure you wouldn't understand. But I'm ready to answer for my actions.
You will be judged for this murder as well as for your involvement in a corrupt government. You will have to answer for many things.
Are you sure we can leave him alive after what he just did and said? I doubt he'll just do nothing while the Resistance reorganizes the government.
I don't want to be like him. I don't want to use a false pretext to dip my hands in the blood of a man who fought for Aurora. But I'll leave it up to you.
You're right. We can't be like him. He should be tried.
I guess I have to thank you for your mercy. Even if my execution is just postponed.
Yes, you can thank him. All the more so as he is still full of hatred after the death of innocents who you could have saved. Thank you, Roy, for not giving in to your anger. It's time to move forward. We have so much to rebuild. Come on. The others must be waiting for us.
So, in the name of the Resistance and right ideas, of freedom for the people, I've committed sabotage, spied, even killed. Including one of their leaders who thought he was doing good and committed betrayal for the benefit of abundance. The road to hell is paved with good intentions. Thanks to our actions, the Technomancers are now under constant Resistance surveillance. Their dreams of power are at an end, this time. It was suggested I command them, but I don't like the idea of holding all these people on a leash like I was. Mary has joined their group. I think she felt lost without chains, but maybe one day, even though she's eccentric, she'll be leading them. Tenacity has decided to hunt for the Resistance. He's looking for traitors, everyone suspected of participating in all the horrible things. That'll probably lead to a real cleansing. Judy hates the idea, but she can't stop the people from holding grudges. Aurora will have to set up a new government. I hope, of course, that it'll be less corrupt, but I'm not dreaming. There will always be tyrants ready to take over the guild, ready to dominate the people for their own ends. Judy will keep debating as usual to try to defend her dream. She did, of course, ask for my help, but to be honest, I'm not sure I belong among them. I'll be staying here for a while regardless, just to see how things pan out. Because I know the conflict is far from over. Abundance will not give up so easily. The death of our Dowser and the recovery of Greenhope will give them the hope that they can crush us. And even if we still have a war hero, he'll soon be appearing before a court, if he's let off. I fear he'll be the leading opponent of the new government. Anyway, for the moment, life goes on and Aurora can now dream of a better future. One that Innocence, who sacrificed himself for this dream, will never know. Here ends the war log of Innocence Smith, a diary I have continued of late. Goodbye, kid.